What's up, everybody? This is Ken from PayID.cloud. I'm on my personal YouTube channel right now. This is where I like to make commentary on the blockchain fintech space that's not specifically about PayID and things like that. So I just wanted to weigh in on the whole big news that we got yesterday about PayPal's move into the crypto space, allowing people to purchase crypto, sell crypto, and use crypto to make purchases through their platform. This is huge news for cryptocurrency, and we saw the price of Bitcoin spike as a result. Beyond that, though, beyond just a rise in the price of Bitcoin, there are a couple of other less obvious reasons why PayPal's move into cryptocurrency is a really good thing for crypto in general, and in particularly XRP. And those reasons are what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is just my perspective on what's happening with fintech. First of all, one very important factor that people have not really been mentioning is that a year ago, roughly, PayPal completed an acquisition of a company called GoPay, which is a relatively small Chinese payment settlement company. And while nobody was looking, PayPal bought it. All right. Well, they bought a 70% stake in it. I'm on an article right here on Investors Business Daily from October of 2019, and it talks about the 70% stake in GoPay that PayPal was set to complete acquisition-wise. Then I found another article more recently on TechCrunch that says PayPal completes GoPay acquisition, allowing payments platform to enter China. And this is from later than that last article. This is from December 2019. And it says, PayPal this morning announced that it has completed its acquisition of a 70% equity stake in GoPay, making PayPal the first foreign payment platform to provide online payment services in China. The transaction was approved by the People's Bank of China on September 30 and has now closed. Okay, so without reading on, I mean, there are no other U.S. companies positioned in China to take advantage of the mobile payments market. Alipay pretty much has it sewn up. And I think WeChat Pay has it locked down. So now PayPal is able to enter that market. Some people, some reporters, I've seen articles that speculated in the past that once PayPal enters China through the GoPay acquisition, that it could open up doors for alliances with Alipay and WeChat Pay, but that remains to be seen. In any event, this is basically the long and short of it. While regulations are dragging out in the United States, and other tech companies are basically kind of in limbo as to how they're going to proceed, Ripple included, PayPal has now jumped over that whole process and is in China, positioned squarely to take advantage of a huge market, and that's the mobile payments market. Okay? And PayPal is not exactly a company that is new to the space and how to make people's payment experience an easy, effortless thing. So I think the writing's on the wall there. What I find interesting is that given the current climate that exists between the United States and China, even back a year ago, I'm surprised that the People's Republic of China even let this deal go through. But then, it's business. And I'm sure if PayPal is in China making moves, then any transaction that they settle, there's probably a percentage that goes to the Chinese administration. So they must see it as, well, hey, they're an American company, yes, but if PayPal knows how to facilitate e-commerce, and they certainly do, then the Chinese administration must feel like, well, what's good for business in China is good for us. So I think that's a sensible decision on their part. Again, I'm speculating, but it just like being someone who watches what goes on with world events, China can be a difficult entity to deal with. So for them to allow this to happen based on the climate that exists between the United States and China, there must be something in it for the Chinese as well. They're not going to let some American company come in there and take advantage of the mobile payment space and not be kicking anything upstairs. That's just not how it works, as you all know. All right, so the first thing is PayPal gets to be in China as a result of this. We're not even talking crypto now. We're just talking about PayPal in China, penetrating the cross-border space without even having to deal with this regulatory jazz, while other companies are hampered by the uncertainty in the regulatory process. So that's just something that nobody's really mentioning. It's good for PayPal and anybody who holds PayPal stock, and it's good for mobile payments, which leads to the next thing. I want to show a chart that I came across. This is from a website called chinasalesco.com. It's a chart that I came across that compares the attributes of Alipay and PayPal. And one of the things that I zeroed in on is this: pay from overseas into China. Alipay, no. PayPal, yes. That means, what does PayPal have? 336 million users, roughly. That's the last number that I've seen. All right, so that opens up this whole Chinese mercantile market to 336 million Westerners. The best part is coming. When you make an overseas payment, Westerners have Western currency, British pound, United States dollar. Those are the currencies that are linked in their PayPal accounts. When they go to make a purchase directly from a Chinese merchant, that payment ultimately has to be converted into yuan. And now I'm going off on my own speculation here. I haven't talked to anybody at Ripple about this. But for me, I see one currency, a Western currency, having to be converted into the Chinese yuan. Right? So now we're talking about cross-border international payment and currency conversion. And for me, the first light bulb that went off in my head was on-demand liquidity. All right? Because even if China's not utilizing on-demand liquidity, the Western counterpart in the transaction that deals with the PayPal holder's bank account, right? That bank that's tied to the PayPal account, when they go to settle the transaction, they're going to have to basically step up to the Chinese merchant with yuan. They're not United States currency or British pound or whatever Western currency is not going to do it. They have to get yuan. And the way that yuan would be acquired, Chinese yuan would be acquired in the most expedient fashion, in my view, is to utilize on-demand liquidity, which, as we all know, makes that whole international settlement process much cheaper and much faster. So just from an intuitive standpoint, I really can't see how an international cross-border payment merchant settlement system for mobile payments is going to really function without Ripple being involved. So the two reasons to sum up are, first, aside from PayPal being involved in crypto, and eventually, since right now with eToro, you can already buy XRP using PayPal. That to me says that XRP will ultimately be added to the list of choices on Paxos as well. Beyond that, PayPal is a payment gateway behemoth, right? 336 million subscribers. Forget about buying crypto. People can go to an exchange and buy crypto and hodl it, right? And transfer it to their nano ledger, especially since it's not going to be long before everybody finds out that PayPal is not going to make it very easy for you to move your crypto out of your PayPal wallet for those purposes. So what people are really going to be utilizing this for is to pay with crypto and things of that nature, right? But again, it's a global, particularly China play on PayPal's part. It enables two things. It enables all of those merchants in China that, yeah, they have access to the huge Chinese market via Alipay and via WeChat Pay. But now it takes their exposure beyond China to the whole world, to the whole rest of the world, right? Now, I kind of wonder how Amazon feels about this, because you can go on Amazon and shop for something, and very often you see that, okay, this item ships from China, yada, yada, yada. I could see how this will disrupt that a bit. You know, so my next intuitive thought is Amazon, in short order, you can probably expect is going to respond to this move on PayPal's part with a move of their own. Okay, but what's interesting is this was a year ago. While everybody was sleeping, PayPal was in China buying a payment settlement platform. They knew what they were going to do. Okay, and this talk about that came out about Bitstamp and PayPal. Perhaps Bitstamp was a candidate for PayPal's alignment with a crypto exchange. That didn't evolve yesterday either. That's been in the works for a couple of years, because I've gone online and I've seen information about that goes back as far as at least 2018, if not 2017. Okay, so it's not like they jumped on the crypto train last week. This thing has been in the works. Obviously, this company, PayPal, knows what they're doing. They're the biggest player in the space. And now they're positioned in China for a whole new vast market of mobile payment settlements, right? And then those payments can be largely international, the minute you get into international and currency exchange, I see on-demand liquidity right there in the wings waiting to benefit from that whole process, which on-demand liquidity, as we know, runs on XRP. Doesn't run on Bitcoin, it runs on XRP. And then lastly, I want to say that, if this thing makes Bitcoin take off like it did yesterday, and one of the things I mentioned before is we want, as XRP maximalists, we want Bitcoin to take off. Because as anybody who watches the market knows, if Bitcoin goes up $4,000 or $5,000, XRP and a lot of the other altcoins are going to go up too. If you saw the board yesterday, it was all green. I don't know what it's looking like now, but let's have a look. Yeah, it's all green. There's been some up and down action since, yesterday's huge sweep upward, but by and large, everything benefited from this whole Bitcoin move. So it's, in my experience, being involved with the crypto market the last, few years, it's never been a bad thing for the other coins when Bitcoin goes up. Ethereum goes up significantly. Litecoin goes up significantly. XRP goes up significantly. All right, it's gone up 1.5 points. It was at 24.10, 24.20. So almost like 1.5 points since yesterday's news. All we need is a similar announcement from Ripple, or all we need is some clarity on the regs or some information on the stimulus thing that, unfortunately, all is going to be held up because of the political process in the United States. Right now, that's taking center stage, and we just kind of have to stand by. But why is the PayPal move a good thing for XRP among other cryptos? Because it could conceivably open up a huge international cross-border payments situation that will be a benefit for on-demand liquidity, in my view. And if it's a benefit for on-demand liquidity, if it increases the volume of on-demand liquidity, then it's going to increase the utilization of XRP, which is going to increase the demand for XRP. And as everybody knows, as demand goes up, so does price. Okay, just wanted to check in with a different take on the whole PayPal move into the crypto space. This is Ken Carabello from PayID.cloud. Don't forget, at PayID.cloud, we offer 2 PayIDs for one low yearly subscription of $9.99. You can't go wrong. And to those of you who have signed on with us, we appreciate you. Those of you thinking about it, join us. You can't go wrong. And to the rest of you, thanks for watching this video. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.